There's something people often misunderstand about Sigma males. They think these men are cold, distant, or even rude, but the truth goes deeper. When a Sigma male pulls away, it's rarely about dislike. It's about protection. It's about space. It's about priorities that most people never notice. Sigma males don't follow normal social rules. They don't stick around just to make people comfortable. And they don't fake connection just to avoid being alone. If they feel the energy is off, or that a situation might drain them, they step back without apology. This distance often surprises others, but for the Sigma, it's a natural part of how they survive. What makes Sigma males different is that they're highly self-aware. They don't rely on approval. They're not trying to please anyone. So when something doesn't align with their peace or purpose, they let it go. This includes people, even close ones. And while it might seem cold from the outside, on the inside, it's usually a sign of emotional discipline. The problem is that most people take it personally. They think the Sigma is angry, selfish, or disconnected. But what's really happening is more complex. Sigma males push people away not to hurt them, but to stay balanced, to stay focused, and to avoid the emotional clutter that slows them down. In this video, you'll learn the cold, hard truth about why Sigma males push people away. It's not just a personality quirk. It's a set of decisions based on deep values, emotional management, and a strong sense of purpose. These 6 reasons explain exactly why Sigma males often choose distance over connection. And once you understand them, you'll stop taking their silence as rejection and start seeing it as self-respect. Let's break down what really drives their behavior, starting with how they guard their mental space. Reason number 1, they protect their mental space. Sigma males value their inner world more than almost anything else. It's where they make decisions, think clearly, and recharge. That mental space is sacred, and they protect it without hesitation. This is one of the main reasons they push people away. Most people don't realize how much energy conversations, group dynamics, or emotional exchanges take. For a Sigma male, all of that input can become overwhelming if it's constant. They don't hate people, but they do value silence and control over their environment. When too many voices are around, they lose that sense of control. So they create distance. This isn't about being antisocial. It's about keeping their mind sharp. The world is loud, fast, and full of distractions. Sigma males see that clearly, and they know they can't function at their best if they're constantly surrounded by noise, even emotional noise. Imagine trying to think deeply, solve a problem, or work on a big goal while someone is constantly venting or needing attention. For a Sigma, that becomes a threat to focus. So rather than fight it, they step away. They shut the door. They disconnect. Not out of anger, but out of necessity. They understand something most people don't. Peace of mind is limited. Once it's gone, everything else starts to fall apart. They won't risk that just to maintain a friendship or social image. They'll push people away if it means protecting their mental clarity. You can see this in their habits. Sigma males tend to avoid gossip, drama, and oversharing. They're not interested in small talk. They'd rather spend hours alone thinking than spend 5 minutes around draining company. They're not rude about it, but they're firm. Over time, this trait makes them hard to get close to. People who want constant attention or emotional support often feel rejected. But the Sigma isn't rejecting the person. He's rejecting the chaos that sometimes comes with people. There's a difference. This also makes Sigma males more selective about who they allow into their space. If someone respects boundaries and brings calm energy, they're more likely to stay close. But if someone constantly needs reassurance, creates drama, or brings unpredictable emotion, the Sigma will quietly step back. Maybe for a day, maybe forever. And once they've made that decision, they usually won't explain it. They won't fight or argue. They'll just fade out, reclaim their space, and reset their focus. To the outside world, it may seem cold. But to the Sigma, it's a necessary act of self-respect. Reason number 2, they avoid emotional overload. Sigma males aren't emotionless. They're emotional in a different way. They feel things deeply, but they rarely show it. And because of this, they carry a lot inside. When the emotional energy around them gets too heavy, they withdraw. Not because they don't care, but because they need space to process. People often mistake calm for cold, but Sigma males use that calm as a way to manage emotional pressure. They can sense when emotions are about to get messy, whether it's anger, sadness, or neediness, and they'll create distance before things escalate. This doesn't mean they run from emotion. It means they want to experience it on their own terms, in silence, without someone else's intensity pressing on them. When someone comes to a Sigma with high emotional energy, whether it's constant complaining, intense affection, or dramatic reactions, it quickly becomes overwhelming. The Sigma absorbs it all, and because they don't like emotional chaos, they retreat before it builds up. This response can be confusing for people who wear their hearts on their sleeves. They might see the Sigma's retreat as rejection, but for the Sigma, it's a way to protect both people. Instead of snapping or shutting down, they step back and breathe. Their emotional process is internal. They don't want to talk through everything. They want to reflect. They want to feel without being forced to express. This makes them seem distant, especially to people who expect a lot of emotional sharing in relationships. Sigma males don't avoid all emotion, but they avoid overload. That's a big difference. They're willing to connect, just not all the time. They need breaks, and if someone doesn't respect that need, the Sigma will push away without apology. It's not an act of cruelty. It's how they survive emotionally. When they step back, they're not punishing anyone. They're resetting. They're making space to process, breathe, and come back clear. This also applies to relationships. If a partner becomes emotionally demanding or unstable, the Sigma starts to feel boxed in. He doesn't argue. He doesn't beg for change. He simply leaves. Not because he didn't care, but because the weight became too much to carry. And in the Sigma's mind, walking away is better than pretending. He'd rather hurt someone with honesty than stay and build resentment. That's how serious he is about managing emotional balance. So when Sigma males push people away during emotional times, it's not that they don't feel, it's that they feel too much, and they need the silence to handle it. Reason number 3, they don't want fake connections. Sigma males are not interested in surface-level relationships. They don't care about small talk, popularity, or building a large social circle. If a connection doesn't feel real, they let it go, fast. That's why so many people feel pushed away by them. At their core, Sigma males value authenticity. They want deep, honest, no-mask conversations. They're not interested in pretending or keeping up appearances. If someone shows signs of being fake, they back off. Not slowly, immediately. They can sense when someone is being nice for the sake of image. They spot attention seekers, social climbers, and people-pleasers from a mile away. And once they do, they lose all interest. There's no confrontation, no debate, just distance. This is a trait many don't understand. Most people build relationships based on convenience, co-workers, neighbors, gym friends. But Sigma males aren't wired that way. They want real alignment. If the vibe feels off, they walk away without guilt. This habit makes them seem cold to casual acquaintances. A co-worker might think, "Why doesn't he ever hang out with us?" Or a friend of a friend might say, "He never talks much." But the Sigma isn't being rude. He's simply not interested in building connections that don't feel genuine. In friendships, this can feel harsh. If a Sigma male senses that someone is pretending, copying, or trying to be liked, he sees it as a red flag. He knows that kind of behavior leads to shallow bonds, and he refuses to invest in it. Even in dating, this plays a role. Sigma males often pull away from people who try too hard to impress. If it feels scripted or overly polished, they back off. They'd rather be alone than waste time on something fake. And the truth is, they don't explain this to most people. They don't say, "You seem fake." They just withdraw, hoping the message is clear. They value their time and energy too much to pretend. This also means they build fewer relationships, but the ones they do build are strong. If someone passes their inner test of honesty and presence, they get loyalty. But if not, they get distance. That's the cold truth. Sigma males aren't trying to be popular. They're trying to be at peace. And if a relationship threatens that peace, even a little, they let it go. Quickly, quietly, and permanently. Reason number 4, they're boundaries-first thinkers. Sigma males are built around boundaries. They don't just have them, they protect them like walls. And because of that, people who cross those boundaries, even slightly, often get pushed away. It's not personal. It's principle. Most people set soft limits. They say yes when they mean no. They tolerate disrespect because they don't want to seem rude. Sigma males are the opposite. Once they set a boundary, it becomes law in their world. This boundary can be about anything: time, energy, space, trust. If someone starts texting too much, showing up uninvited, or asking personal questions too soon, the Sigma pulls back, quickly, and without warning. They don't see it as being rude. They see it as survival. Boundaries protect their time, their mind, and their sense of control. And if someone can't respect those boundaries, it tells the Sigma everything he needs to know about the relationship. This applies to all types of people: friends, family, co-workers, even romantic partners. If someone jokes too much at their expense or makes repeated requests after being told no, the Sigma doesn't argue. He just detaches. And unlike many others, he won't come back. Once a boundary is crossed and the person proves they don't understand or respect it, the door usually stays closed. This makes Sigma males seem distant, but it's actually the opposite. They're extremely clear. If they let someone in, it's because that person earned trust by respecting space and limits. But if someone breaks that code, the Sigma won't stay silent. He'll simply disappear. This boundary-first mindset gives them peace. It allows them to stay focused and feel in control of their own life. But to people who are used to pushing limits or testing patience, the Sigma seems cold. They expect forgiveness, flexibility, or long talks. They don't get that from a Sigma. What they get instead is a quiet exit. No drama, no confrontation, just removal. And this behavior isn't about ego or punishment. It's about values. Sigma males build their lives on discipline. If a person can't respect the rules of that life, the Sigma assumes the relationship isn't worth continuing. So yes, Sigma males push people away. But more often than not, it's because those people crossed lines that the Sigma takes seriously. Lines that protect his time, energy, and self-worth. Reason number 5. They prioritize growth over friendship. Sigma males aren't against friendship, but they don't see it as their main goal. Their focus is growth, mental, emotional, personal. And when a relationship starts getting in the way of that growth, they pull away. Fast. This mindset often confuses people. In most social circles, keeping relationships strong is seen as top priority. You're expected to show up, reply fast, and give your time. But Sigma males live by a different rule. If it doesn't help you grow, it's holding you back. This doesn't mean they're selfish. In fact, many Sigma males care deeply, but they don't sacrifice their mission for anyone. If they're working on a goal, building a skill, or going through a personal change, they don't want distractions, even from people they like. They believe growth requires space, time, and solitude. They're not looking to be part of a crowd. They're looking to improve, and they know that too much social time can pull them off track. This also means they can leave friendships behind without regret. If a connection starts feeling repetitive, shallow, or distracting, the Sigma won't fake interest. He'll pull away even if there's no major problem. The friend might wonder, what happened? We didn't fight. But to the Sigma, the answer is simple. The friendship stopped adding value. This is a cold truth, but it's also a clear one. Sigma males don't keep people around just for comfort. They want alignment. They want to be challenged. If someone doesn't grow with them, they don't grow together. And eventually the Sigma lets go. This doesn't mean they think they're better than others. It means they value movement. They want to keep climbing, learning, and evolving. And if a relationship asks them to slow down, they'll choose their path over that person. To some this sounds harsh, but for the Sigma, it's honesty. They'd rather be alone and moving forward than surrounded and standing still. In time, the people who understand this will stay close because they'll respect the mission. Everyone else will be left behind, often without explanation. So yes, Sigma males push people away. And one big reason is that friendship is not their top priority. Growth is. And anything that slows it down gets left behind. Reason number 6, they withdraw after betrayal. Trust doesn't come easily for Sigma males. They don't open up quickly, and they don't share their world with just anyone. So when someone breaks that trust, even once, the damage runs deep. And for Sigma males, the most natural response is withdrawal. They don't argue. They don't explode. They disappear. This behavior might look cold, but it comes from a place of pain. Sigma males take betrayal seriously because they rarely let people in to begin with. If you make it into their circle, it means you passed all the silent tests: honesty, consistency, respect. But once trust is broken, that circle closes fast. It could be a lie, disloyalty, or just subtle manipulation. It doesn't need to be dramatic. Sigma males notice the little things. They notice when your energy shifts, when your words don't match your actions, or when you begin playing games. They log it quietly. And when the weight of doubt gets too heavy, they walk away. They don't always give warnings. In their mind, if someone truly respected them, no warning would be needed. That's how serious they are about loyalty. Once they withdraw, it's rarely temporary. Sigma males don't punish people, they protect themselves. If they feel someone has crossed a line, they create distance to avoid emotional damage. They would rather feel the sting of loneliness than stay in a connection they can't trust. This behavior also shows how much they value integrity. Sigma males don't expect perfection, but they expect realness. If they sense betrayal, even small, their view of that person changes. And once their view changes, the emotional connection fades. They won't fake it. They won't pretend to still care. They'll stop texting, stop calling, stop showing up, and they won't explain why unless they truly feel the other person deserves closure. This can be hard for others to understand. Why did he ghost me, they might ask. The answer is simple but heavy. The trust broke, and the Sigma couldn't pretend it didn't. This withdrawal isn't always about what was done. Sometimes it's about what was revealed. Betrayal shows Sigma males who you really are. And once they see it, they can't unsee it. So yes, Sigma males push people away, especially after betrayal. And in their world, that distance is final. Because for them, trust isn't something that can be repaired with words. It's something that once broken, stays broken. Now you know why Sigma males push people away. And it's not about hate. It's about clarity. It's about protection. And it's about choosing peace over pressure. They guard their mental space. They avoid emotional overload. They walk away from fake connections. They defend their boundaries. They choose growth over social comfort. And when they're betrayed, they disappear without looking back. To most people, this seems cold. But to Sigma males, it's a way of life. They're not afraid of being alone. They're afraid of being pulled into things that waste their time, drain their energy, or kill their focus. So if you've ever felt pushed away by a Sigma, take a step back. It's not always about you. Sometimes it's about what they need to stay balanced. And sometimes it's about what they see that you don't. Not everyone will understand the Sigma mindset. And that's okay. Because Sigma males aren't here to be understood by everyone. They're here to live on their terms. If you've ever pulled away to protect your peace, you're not cold. You're just aware.